Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Kapczynski from Guden here, and this is part of our Holiday 2021 webinar series, trying to support our partners. And we're really excited to have you guys on today. And topic for today, as we've been building kind of all the way through the series, is basically maximizing your profits coming Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And we have a couple of our team members with us today to answer and demystify all that. Again, if you have any questions, just pop them into the chat box and we'll either answer them online or we'll bring them into the session and take them from there. And without further ado, we will get started. So with me today, Dale Manning, Shelby St. Gelais. Dale, Shelby, do you guys want to introduce yourselves and we'll get things rolling?
Shelby, you want to go first?
Sure. Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to be here today. I'm Shelby St. Gelais, a Strategic Accounts Manager here at Guten, and I get to work hand in hand with Dale Manning.
Yes, and yep, name's Dale Manning. I head up the business development and strategic partners here. A long history within e-commerce, within entertainment, and I've had many battle scars from many holiday seasons on stuff that has worked, stuff that hasn't worked, and the trends of where e-commerce is headed.
Awesome. And so Dale, you're taking everyone on this holiday season, and we're going to have a perfect holiday season.
We're gonna have a perfect holiday season. I've got my green shirt on, so I am channeling the season.
You're already in holiday time off mode. You're already there. Excellent.
We should have all better coordinated, thrown some red in there next time.
Excellent. Well, let's get to it then right away. Shelby, I think you're going to kick us off, right?
Absolutely. So with that, as we really focus on looking forward and ways to maximize your sales this year, we did want to take a moment and just look back. I personally love data. In terms of really making business decisions, it's very important. As you can see, this slide does highlight the 2020 kind of insights and some key stats about spending during that holiday season. And with that, I think it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyways, that 2020 was a very unique year. So with that, we look at these very, very impressive statistics that, businesses historically will use in terms of forecasting and looking forward. And with that, it gives us kind of a good benchmark, knowing that this year may look very different as it's been another unique year. The one statistic that I think is most impressive on here is kind of that last one that you'll see where U.S. shoppers spent $201.32 billion online last year, and that was up 45.2% from 2019. So like I said, it was a unique year, so not completely unexpected, but still a very impressive number, and looking forward to seeing kind of how this year ends up matching up.
That's a pretty big number. That's a big number.
What that means to me, though, is opportunity. So, consumers did it last year. So what will their online spending look like this year?
We had our operations team on a couple of weeks ago, and they see numbers like that. They're just thinking about all the boxes and tracking links, shipping tracking links for all those packages that have to be sold through that and managed.
And so with that, once again, just a few other statistics as we do look back to last year. With that, there were 95.7 million consumers that shopped online versus 40 million consumers who shopped solely in the store. And then there was another about 50 million mix doing both. As you look at this graph on this page, I do want to point out that Cyber 5 is defined by that period from Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. So the 5 highest volume days of the year historically. And with that, it was actually shocking for me whenever this statistic came out, but Etsy experienced more growth than even Amazon. So I think, we all historically live in an Amazon world. And that really speaks to the consumers wanting to support local and wanting to support these smaller businesses, which puts you all in a really great position for your e-commerce stores.
So one of the things I find interesting and dovetailing on what Shelby's talking about is how do we look at 2020, and will 2021 be a repeat, or potentially do we have to work a little bit harder this year? And the reason why I say maybe working a little harder this year is that despite the incredible e-commerce growth last year, this year's been softer. It's been a bit in line of the year before, but it's a bit as unique, I would say, as 2020 is, but just in a different way. And so as we look at, how do we handle this holiday season, we think of Black Friday and Cyber Monday as kind of the tentpole sales opportunities that we kind of work around. We have listed here several different dates, and they start in mid-December and go through February. So there is a question of major retail holiday times that are beyond just Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And what I would say is that even with these here, I think that there's a whole list of other opportunities that kind of set up both Black Friday and Cyber Monday, including pre-holiday sales, fall sales, winter sales, end of the year sales, fresh beginning sales, whatever theme that can be found within here is how do you look at beyond just the big ones, and how do you fill the whole season up with opportunities and themes to help drive, all leading to a greater value over time. It's like a bit of a bell curve, and Mark loves bell curve. So just the idea that somewhere about now in early November, you're building value, and it peaks somewhere around Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But at that point, it goes down the curve, but continues value until eventually you get into a position where you're beyond the holidays. So I think looking at it in greater detail and greater opportunity is where you're going to start to see some of your growth.
So maybe just a quick follow-up for both of you on this. Are you seeing for the holidays that more retailers, are retailers trying to drive online business, or are they trying to drive in-store business, or is it sort of 50-50? Any particular trend that you guys are seeing on that front?
I mean, personally, I think that last year just accelerated the conversation of online. I see retailers putting a lot more items on their online than they could ever stuff in their stores. So yeah, I think that all the large retailers are doubling down on e-commerce because they know it, they get it, that the in-stores are there and it's valuable and it's significant, but it's dwindling. So they're going to fit with today's trends, and they're going to double or maximize their online.
Yeah, and it seems like also
any better.
It seems like also with the supply chain challenges that the retailers are having, they can't even get product to the stores. So online seems to be the logical approach.
If you have a shortage of truck drivers, then isn't it better that you sell from your distribution center than from your retail store?
Yeah, makes sense. Shelby, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were going to add something else?
Oh, no, I just said I couldn't have said it better. I think Dale kind of hit on all those key points with what we're seeing in the industry.
Got it. Okay.
So how do you position your brand to increase sales? This first point is incredibly obvious, but we figured that we'd put it in here because today is November 3rd. Is your planning done? Is it already in action? Because clearly, if you haven't started, there is no such thing as being too early. So plan in great detail, not just again what Black Friday and Cyber Monday look like, but do the whole season and use a lot of creativity in there. I think it goes nicely into that second point of doing your homework and how your products and brands are unique to the buyer. Because if you are able to have a strategy ahead of time, as you identify your uniquenesses, if you've got your planning ahead of time and you're seeing what other people are doing, that gives you a leg up on how you pivot and how you change yourself and how your brand might be more unique to the buyer. What things can you do that really differentiate yourself, and kind of leads into this next point, which is we here at Guten obviously work within an on-demand space, which gives you incredible flexibility and ability to grow without risk. Meaning, if you need something that's unique, so that you're having a unique conversation, without the ability to create exclusives that you may not be able to create in bulk, but you could create products, in the hundreds or thousands based on an on-demand portion. So the increasing of SKUs gives you greater differentiation and the ability to grow your brand in its uniqueness with others. And then while you're doing that, I'm sure that everyone on this call engages in, whether it's social media, or it's using some of the plugins inside of Shopify, or BigCommerce or Woo, that allows you to add a little bit of gamification to the process. So if you're giving something that's exclusive, you're giving something that's unique, and then you've got some level of engagement, then you can have this conversation. And for me, people ask me, well, how often should I email, or how often should I do this? The answer is how often do you have something unique to say? Because if you're saying the same thing over and over again to your customer base, there's not much uniqueness in that, and it doesn't provide the encouragement to engage with your brand. So I think those are some of the ways to kind of look at how you move around within the space to get your uniqueness and increase your sales.
Can I piggyback on one of your comments, Dale?
Yeah.
This kind of goes back to the whole loving data, and I personally love marketing as well. So that whole idea of customer experience and really knowing where your customers are spending their time online, I think is more important now than ever before, and being able to be unique in this space. With that being said, as we're all aware, there have been changes to privacy and tracking online this year with various software updates. And with that, it is still early on, but the data suggests that anywhere from 80% to higher in terms of the population are actually opting out of being tracked. So with that, where else can you engage and find your customers, and what do their activities and your demographics? Where can you find them, and what creative ways, to some of the things Dale mentioned, can you connect with them when maybe you're not getting some of that organic business that used to come with being tracked? So just something else to kind of keep in mind as you put together that sales strategy and really look at your customer experience.
Perfect. Great, guys.
And I'll jump in here with kind of some additional points that we felt could really help to drive business and increase sales this holiday season. So in terms of promoting holiday exclusives, that is one of the many benefits of having an on-demand business. So with that, you can offer limited time sales and kind of those products that might be available only here and now. So maybe it's adding, to Dale's point, add some unique SKUs you weren't offering before, but make that a holiday exclusive. So the demand and kind of that feeling of oh, I need to get this now if I want it is there. So promote holiday exclusives. With that, make sure you're laying out distinctive start dates for those offers. So back to the whole, it's November 3rd and that holiday plan being laid out. Just make sure you kind of have, clear start dates in terms of when a campaign is going to start and end, campaign or sale. Just another word for that. And have those laid out for the entire holiday season. How is Black Friday, how's Thanksgiving Day or Black Friday going to look very different in terms of a sale from Cyber Monday? Or even to Dale's point about the timeline, what about that post, holiday season, mid-December, early January? Have those sales laid out now. And in addition to that, if your consumers are anything like me, and I do believe there are some other shoppers like myself out there, create gift guides and various bundles. With that, I know I am a visual person, and I need kind of those ideas and that inspiration. So no one knows their business better than you, right? So with that, look at your offerings and what naturally would go well with another product. Here on this slide, you can see a pairing a mug, maybe with a blanket, that whole idea of a cozy, warm winter. I am a total dog mom and cat mom. And so with that, is it kind of pairing, something animal related with something for me, whatever it might be, but provide those gift guides and ideas to help increase your cart value. It can absolutely help in the visuals, and for other shoppers who need, in the midst of stress, they need ideas, be the resource that's there providing them ideas for gift giving.
So today we've been talking about strategies and planning and maybe some insight into how to coordinate for the season. What I want to take just a step back and talk about is that in the midst of that, what are some of the advantages of this being an on-demand approach? Because, I think that we just live in a world where we've got a real fragile supply chain. And so the first point of avoiding overstock or unsold inventory, there's a fairly robust supply chain of on-demand items that will keep you from over purchasing, hopefully, during this time. And again, what I see is this beauty is that it allows you to take a smaller position on inventory. And as you get close to completing that, is you just change the product out to an on-demand item, which then really has no limit. So, it's going to put you in a better inventory position, and things change quickly. I don't know if you know this. My wife was talking about No Bones. I guess it's some pug on TikTok, and everyone knows of this No Bones dog. And I had no idea, but it just goes to show you how fickle trends are in this world, and how quickly you need to be able to turn on a dime and be able to adjust. On demand allows you to do that. The gap between you putting something on sale and you having an idea is as fast as you being able to put that idea onto a computer. So how do you adapt for that? Improving cash flow. What's fantastic about it is I've worked with really big brands, really big entertainment brands. And during this time, it's nice to be able to create in massive bulk so that you get good margins. But going to the first point, you better hope that you sell it all, because you've placed all of your money into your inventory. Or in this case, you're allowed to have the flexibility to be able to move your cash around without having it all locked up in inventory. And the on-demand approach, I could do a whole thing, and maybe we will, Mark, on how this helps sustainability, because it's putting less stress on it, like I said, an already fragile supply chain. And when you put stress on the supply chain, at least when it comes to the items that are produced, it just means that corners are cut and extra is done, and it's just not good. So, and then lastly, being better prepared for the economic disruptions. Lord knows we live in a world of anything could go wrong. So how do you position yourself so that when the thing that could go wrong does go wrong, you've got a solid plan B, solid plan C, and D. So that's where we're at as far as the advantages of on demand.
But it's not going to go wrong this holiday season, right?
Great. I'll mark you down for that. And when it doesn't go wrong, we will sing the praises of Mark Kepczynski.
We'll just pass the buck to someone else.
Yeah. Okay.
It's Andy's fault.
Yeah. It's all Andy's fault.
This is great. Yeah. And Dale noted on a separate discussion just on sustainability. I think people would benefit from that. So
yes.
Good stuff.
And with that, Shelby, go ahead.
I say with that, we've kind of talked about ideas for increasing sales, as well as the value of the on-demand approach. And so now kind of saying things that we're certain y'all are aware of, but just kind of as a reminder, these are some tips to maintain sales throughout the season. As Dale mentioned earlier, that first point, say something new. So instead of kind of diluting that message by saying the same thing over and over again, kind of what is valuable, and kind of what value are you adding to your, your customers and clientele each time you reach out. So have a new messaging and really make sure that is part of your focus as you plan out your holiday season. As we kind of talked about earlier, add new exclusives each time you mention. So the value of on-demand, limited time sales available here and now. Each time you communicate, have something to offer and potentially something new that your clients haven't seen to this point. Something else that we really would encourage you to do is change up your homepage. So be unique, be holiday related. I think it was actually said really well, and Dale used this analogy the other day. It's like walking past the Macy's storefront in New York City, during the holiday season. You're not going to see the same thing you would see before Thanksgiving. And even as you go into the holidays, like what is unique and what changes to continue to grab your attention. Same thing with the online stores. Make your page just engaging and for folks to want to dive in. With that, A/B testing. So kind of what that is it's running, once again, data, and how can you use that to drive business decisions? It is when you maybe take a product or a message, but you change one variable with it. And then you can use that to determine which way your customers, which campaign they responded to better. So with that, can you take a product and present it in two different ways and see which one was best engaged with from your customers. So think about that as you do outbound communication, be it social media and or email campaigns. And then obviously kind of tying into that point, make sure you're frequently evaluating any type of paid advertising campaigns and kind of evaluate it and then make changes as necessary. So just some tips that, to help maintain sales for y'all to think about.
All right. So we have whizzed through 24 glorious minutes talking about all the things that can be done. And to Shelby's point, you are the master of your own brand. You know what's best. Perhaps some of these items have been useful. Let's just run through what some of these takeaways might be. We've said it before, right? It's November 3rd. What's great about November 3rd is that it's not, November 27th. And that it's not too late to double down on your options. Even if you've taken the time, maybe you started this process in June so that you would get this right. It's great to always stop to reevaluate and make modifications if you've noticed things have changed. So plan ahead. And then what are the options as far as creating products within on-demand? And how could you actually grow those plans you already have? Because, I have worked with several brands who have incrementally added on-demand to their pre-made to the point where they've moved from 10% to 90% on-demand, because what they're finding is that these advantages that you gain with on-demand edition it's that uniqueness. It's that piece where you say to your customer, I've got something new to talk about. And I didn't have to get a bunch of inventory on it, but I got something new. I want to have a conversation with you and then expand the number of SKUs with all the advantages that POD gives you. It gives you flexibility. It gives you greater sales, but also gives you a great marketing message. Talked about being unique in your product offering. Those things are going to be the things that, start a conversation or lead to an engaged conversation. So how can I be unique? And this is where the dirty work is done, in my opinion. It's the hard work, because we all know our brand. We may be the person who created our brand, so who knows it better than ourselves? But knowing that can also bring complacency. It's like, okay, I need to go beyond what I think I know. I need to ask what others think, and then I need to modify that. And how can I tailor that to my dialogue with you? So don't look at this, that your sales promotion really is Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but it really is a full season that includes themes of fall and winter and end of year and new year and blowouts and leading to that bell curve. And engaging with your customers and demographics with the right inclusive messaging. It's easy, and it's easy to log into the keywords of Christmas and other words that are just not very open or inclusive to the general dialogue. So take time to think about what that means, because you're talking to a wide and diverse group of folks. And then lastly, if all of this in this webinar hasn't answered the questions, talk to us and let us know how we can help you, because we are experts at this. We do it every day, all day, and we love working with our partners and helping them to grow their businesses.
That's great, guys. And I think for folks that are tuning in, gooden.com/holiday-2021, we have plenty of resources there. We have, especially for our existing partners, we have all the cutoff dates of when they should get orders in to meet different shipping methods and so on, so that things will arrive in time for the holidays. I think one of the big things that we just keep advocating for is do what you can to pull sales forward and not have everything queue up for late November, early December, and so on. But the more you can incentivize your customers to buy from you now, the better off everyone will be, and things will get delivered on time to the right places and so on, and gives you some margin for error. Any final words, Shelby, Dale, before we wrap up here?
I think you kind of did a great job wrapping that up. Like we're all hearing in the media right now, encourage your customers to shop early. With that, like we've said, also encourage them to shop after, end of year. Like let them reward themselves for all the stress and all that they put into others during the holidays. So, but yes, in terms of like a Christmas delivery, shop early. In addition to that, as Mark said, another little plug, our holiday page is updated regularly. So stay tuned if you have questions, if you're looking for resources. We have more webinars coming. So stay engaged with us, and we're here to help if there's anything we can do.
Yeah, and what I would also say is, I think that there's a healthy panic out there to what Shelby's talking about, and that's that idea. I guess it's a FOMO, situation where people are scared of a supply chain. People are scared. You've got companies like Apple, and I know this because I had to buy something for a birthday, but realized that it may not show up till after New Year's. So it has nothing to do with Christmas. It's just those products that are almost always available are going to be gone soon. So create a new holiday right now that is the anxious Black Friday day, and get people buying now and capitalize on this healthy kind of paranoia about, are things going to be available? Get them to buy today versus waiting for this big push.
I'll say, I don't know if you guys have seen this on TV, but I was watching like ESPN or something like that last night, and I saw a commercial for FedEx advertising to hire people. It's like, we're in trouble with FedEx package delivery when they're advertising on a major network days or weeks before the holiday season that they need people.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that you've got the products, but they may not make it. So it's like, how can we make it more safe for the buyer? How can we make them feel better? Have them buy early.
That's right. Well, guys, thank you so much. For folks that are, again, tuning in, pay attention to our holiday page. We're constantly updating it with new information. As Shelby mentioned, we have a couple more webinars before we close out the season. Next week in particular, we have our advertising agency coming in, the gig agency coming in to present on paid media strategies. So if you're interested and you use paid media as part of your marketing techniques, please tune in next week, roughly the same time. I think it's just going to be 1 hour earlier. But you could go in to holiday-2021 and find the details and register. And as always, we'll put these up on demand. And I think, again, I'll reinforce what Dale said before, which is like, and Shelby did too, which is contact us if you have questions or concerns about things, or you're just not sure what to do. Definitely reach out. We do have a lot of experience within the company, and we're definitely here to help you. You know, your success is our success. So happy to do what we can. So for folks, again, tuning in, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with us. Hopefully you have a great holiday season. Work hard to pull those orders up as quickly as you can, and have a great, successful season. Dale, Shelby, thank you guys so much for joining today and sharing a little bit of your knowledge and insights with the team and our partners. Really appreciate it. And we'll see everyone soon. Thanks.
Thank you.